poppin', Real 16 TV? It's Cuz OP here, back with another reaction. This time I'm reacting to Drake said Kendrick isn't from the hood. But is it true? We're about to find out on the No Jumper podcast. We're going to attempt to find out. We're going to see what they know. So screen recording starting in 3, 2, 1. Video playing now. Real quick though, take the time out to like, subscribe, and share if you could. I'd appreciate it.
Set. And he says the game bangs a set. Even Chris Brown bangs a set.
He just don't know Kendrick.
That's what I'm saying. Has Kendrick renounced his hood affiliation at a certain point?
Kendrick just don't be priding himself off of his gang culture. So I guess people think that he.
I'm about to say I don't know necessarily if he's in the gang, but I do know they made a Vice Bompton episode. Bompton is Compton, you know what I'm saying, for people that are Bloods and shit, I guess. But if you go to Vice right now and look at the Bompton episode, Kendrick Lamar is definitely in that episode, and he's in his neighborhood, which happens to be a Pyru neighborhood. Pyrus are like, yeah, they basically, like, Pyru's a gang that is considered Bloods, but they're their own gang. So there you go.
Philly. I don't know if we posted, but you know, hey,
fools know what time it is.
I was surprised to hear him say that though, because is he basically saying like, yeah, you might like be from a hood, but you don't actively claim it enough for me to give you the credit of saying that you actually bang it.
But obviously, like the fact is Kendrick severely downplayed.
But I'm like, why even? Once again, this was a rap battle. I'm like, why would you even go there? Because then the only thing that can come after that is violence, because you're questioning a nigga's ability. Like, you're questioning whether or not he's well, for lack of a better choice of words, you're questioning if he's a bitch or not, or if he with that shit or not, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You questioning shit that you're gonna make this nigga have to prove. He can't prove his gangster in the rap.
This gang affiliation.
You know what I'm saying?
Was in his hood, wasn't they? The pushes that you talk about, they at the park.
Look like a regular park to me, but
yeah, I thought it was a park in Compton. I thought that was the reason why he was showing himself doing push-ups.
Well,
but I've seen him at parks in Compton. I've seen him popping out.
It's no secret. Like Kendrick grew up in the West Side. He speaks about it openly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people know.
Okay, this is my other thing about it too.
But I also think that you guys don't realize that the rest of the world don't know. They really don't know what it's called. So if you go, I grew up in the West Side. A lot of people are sitting here like the West Side of the map. They're not sitting here thinking that there's probably a gang called the West Sides. They're not thinking that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's probably a good thing. But it's like,
that seems like it has been.
We're not thinking. When we think about Kendrick, we just think about his ability to rap, man.
Like, I did too.
Thank you. I was a strong,
I just know I've definitely seen him in a documentary before.
Jay-Z is Drake right now.
I loved Jay-Z so much that I always, I felt like Taker was the better record, but at the same time I had to accept that people felt the way that they felt.
Question: how do y'all feel about Jay-Z? I'm not saying that he's not a legend, and I'm not saying that there ain't some good songs by Jay-Z, but I don't really, on the top of my head, I can't really think of it except for the song with UGK. Besides that, I don't ever think of him as like, I like him as a mogul, like he a legendary person, but as far as rap goes, I never really think about him as being that crazy of a rapper.
I kind of feel like,
but I also don't think I grew up in the time period when his skill was very noticeable.
Was better and more accurate than what Kendrick brought to the surface, but that doesn't change. I still can't, escape the energy in the air and the fact that so many people seem like they're willing to give Kendrick the W. But from my perspective, I now actually believe that Kendrick is no longer with his girl, that he moved to Brooklyn to be away from her. And I also, in terms of the whole thing of like Dave Free fathering one of his kids, I mean, if that's not true, I would have expected a rebuttal by now, at least like a subtle rebuttal from.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he could be choosing to just not to enter, you know what I'm saying? He could be choosing just not to respond. I feel like it's 50-50 with shit like that. You could either A, have a motherfucker that really ain't trying to talk too much about it, A, or B, if I talk about it, it's gonna the truth is gonna come out, and the truth isn't very good to me, so I'd rather just not talk about it. I don't know. I said that kind of double the same thing, but it's like there's really only like two reasons you wouldn't talk about something. Either A, you just like, I don't feel like indulging you, or B, shit, it's true. Fuck it. I don't want to talk about it. There's only two reasons, but I think silence is also an answer.
That seems like it has legs. And on the other hand, I do not believe that Drake is into children. And I do not believe that Drake has an 11-year-old daughter. So to me, those things right there kind of feel like that should like count as more of an L for Kendrick.
I feel like if he did have a daughter for real, she'd be like 4.
Processed it that way.
Or like young, like a baby or something.
Negative.
Well, the thing is this.
Like the positive never will be. It would never outweigh the negative in this situation. Like he lied, but then you can pull up one clip, so you're fried on that.
And the thing is
like
that
it doesn't matter what else is.
Kendrick's psychological analysis of Drake and his analysis of why Drake is a loser just seemed to be like more compelling to people. Like they bought in on it more than Drake's evaluation of Kendrick rapping like he tried to free the slave.
Slavery
I
shit
honestly
was
think
that was clever. That bar was clever. It's also something that I feel like Kendrick is very talented at, is the fact that he speaks to a certain group of people, but everybody still likes him. But he flipped that on him. I ain't gonna lie, he did. He flipped that on him. And I think he, with the whole all the fake Ozempic, well, it wasn't fake, but the shit that didn't belong to actually him, I think that was genius too, because something tells me that the person in his party probably was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and tell Drake before this becomes bad. And he told him, he's like, yeah, still send him pictures. Send him some pictures of this other shit, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's the shit that Draco,
feed him fake
Draco
info.
said that, everybody would have been like, because we expect that ignorance from someone like him. But with Drake saying it, especially given that his blackness was very much in question during this, it felt like that turned all of the woke people against him, all of the educated people against him.
I don't think so.
He came with the when he flipped the slave terminology,
right,
and talked about how Atlanta was like.
And I was today years old when I learned that shit. By the way, like I actually learned about as knowledgeable as a person as I'd like to claim to be. Like I didn't realize that the railroads all originate in Atlanta and shit like that.
I didn't know that either.
Ignorant.
I ain't gonna lie. My screen recording stopped, so this is probably a perfect time to cut the bitch off, but I didn't realize all the railroads started there either. So we're gonna end this video right here. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Continue to fuck with me. Holler at me. Bye.